Hey everybody, how are you all doing out there in Facebook land? I'm super excited to be joining you all on this evening. First of all, let me apologize for getting on here a few minutes late. Like literally everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Like 2 minutes before I was supposed to start, the computer just went black. So I'm back doing my old ways of doing the live. So I am excited that you guys have decided to join us. We are starting something new for the year 2020. I used to have a Facebook Live. It was live discussions with Dr. D. And since we have done some changes, we've upgraded some things. And so we're super excited to join you as we host our first Unlimited Edition live. And as you all can see, the topic for this evening is authenticity is the currency of 2020. And I know a lot of people saw that, and some people, it really connected with them because we hear the word authenticity pretty often. We hear it on our jobs. We hear it with our friendships. We hear it with, the different areas, aspects of our lives in church. We hear that word authenticity quite often. Sometimes I think they're words that we learn and that we know, and we just kind of throw them around based on what we think they mean. And of course, everybody should know that being authentic simply means being true to yourself. If you're a believer, then you know that is something that the Bible teaches us to be true to ourselves and be true to who God created us to be. But along life's journey, sometimes things can happen that causes us to get off of that path. And so tonight I want to talk about what authenticity truly means as it relates to being the currency of 2020. I want to share with you the background of my story a little bit. Most people know, hey, Auntie, most people know that I'm an educator. Most people know that I'm a community advocate. A lot of people know that I'm, all things for everything concerning education and children. But what a lot of people don't know about me is that I am a licensed minister and I am a preacher. And so those are, different types of things that I've done. And when I think of being a licensed minister or being a preacher, I kind of see it as being a part of the community. I grew up in the Baptist church, so being a Baptist girl is what I call myself. We didn't necessarily separate church from community, so we learned that what we learned in church, we were to go out into the community and impact the world. Well, along life, we learn different things about different beliefs, and you find yourselves trying different things from your origin. And so that's what pretty much happened to me. And I found myself on a road that I wasn't completely happy with, because although I was a licensed minister, although, I was a preacher, I didn't feel like I was actually walking in my purpose and walking in my authenticity. And so that's pretty much how this particular topic came about. This topic actually came to me last year, towards the end of the year, regarding authenticity. And I thought that I was going to jump on January as soon as the new year came in and begin to talk about it. But that's not what God wanted. So I slowed down, sat down, listened a little bit more, prayed a little bit more so that I can really, really understand the intent of his heart as he shared that with me. So I do want to share a few nuggets that he has been, sharing with me regarding authenticity. I launched my business in the year towards the end of 2018. So I came into 2019 just pushing Dr. D Unlimited full-fledged. I was still active in ministry. I was still active in community, but I was learning a lot about myself along the way. It was really not a lot of new knowledge about myself, but it was a lot of knowledge that really was planted inside of me from my youth that was awakening again. And so as that awakening was happening, I felt like I was changing. I felt like I was coming into a different space in my life, a different time in my life. In the year 2019, I also turned 40 years old. And of course, 40 years old is very, very synonymous to most people. It's definitely a landmark year. And it's also the biblical number for maturity. And so when we look at that word, that number 40, there is like a change or a turn of events or a turn of things. And so when I turned 40, a lot of things begin to make sense. If you followed me on social media, you know that I was declaring over my life, my 40th year, I was fierce, 40, and free. That last part was key to me. That freedom. That freedom is what allowed me. Hi, Sam. How are you? That freedom was what allowed me to really come into that true authenticity. It was freedom from what others expected of me. as a doctor, as a preacher, as a friend, as a daughter, as a family member, any aspect of interaction of my life, I became free from those things so that I can truly walk in my authenticity. Sometimes in life, it is our desire to be good to those who are in our circle, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, whomever. And sometimes in that attempt to be good to them because we want to be a good family member, a good friend, sometimes we change things about ourselves just to fit that mold, and it's not authentic to who you truly are. So along with my journey of freedom, hey cousin, that's my cousin Renee. Hey, along that journey of life, and you begin to adapt these different things, and you start wondering like why certain things aren't necessarily materializing for you. What came to me through my journey is God is only going to bless what he created. He is not going to bless something you make up. He's not going to bless something that you come up with on your own. He is definitely not going to bless anything that you copy or mimic from somebody else. He only blesses what he creates. So when you come into this year, 2020, and I'm talking about authenticity being the currency, that is the key that's really going to get you, or for you to be able to receive the things that he has for you. Now, if you can't tell already, I'm already in preach mode. And that's a part of that authenticity and that place that I had to resolve for my own. Even though everybody can attest that when we look at things concerning church and preachers and pastors and leaders, sometimes it can come across a little bit questionable. And that's sort of why I kind of retreated that side of myself, inside of myself, and really didn't explore more and more and more about that side of myself, because I saw that there were a lot of things that were happening that I personally did not want to be associated with, even though I was technically associated with it because I accepted the call. But I was not operating fully in that call. And so 2019, I launched out Dr. D Unlimited, had my freedom, 40th birthday, turning of the times. I'm excited. Here we are coming into 2020. But the Lord had to ensure that as I came into 2020, that there were things, Sam said, this is good. There were things that I had to make sure that I resolved before coming in to 2020. Whether it was with family members, friends, with my career, with my own business, that in order for me to receive what he has for me in 2020 and beyond, I had to come into 2020 being the authentic me. And also the second word that he gave me, and I'm not going to talk too much about that tonight. That'll be on another live. But my 2 words for the year were authenticity and accountability. And accountability more so with being accountable to what he called me to do and preparing myself to walk in to what he's called me to do. So when we're looking at authenticity, I was reading, I was thinking, I was praying. I was like, God, as I'm stepping into this place of opening myself up to walking fully in my calling, then I need you to share with me the words that you want me to share with those who will be watching. And so he brought to me Isaiah 43:8, actually 43:1, where he talks to Israel, whom was formerly known as Jacob. And he said, Jacob, whom I created, Israel, whom I formed. I, your God, Yahweh, will be with you. There is no need to fear. When you go across the waters, you will not drown. When you walk through the fire, you will not be singed. All of these things are a testament that he guards and protects what is authentic. He guards and protects what is his own. And so the authenticity being the currency of 2020, if you really want everything that God has designed and desires for you to have, you have got to resolve all of the residue of disappointment, all of the residue of trying to people please, all of the residue of trying to fit a mold that you were not created to fit, and simply be who God created you to be. Now, what does that have to do with myself? I'll give you a testament of myself. Dr. D Unlimited. Yes, I'm an educational consultant. Yes, I am a professor. Yes, I am a community advocate. Yes, I am a friend. Yes, I am a mother to be. Yet, I am still claiming that. Yes, I am a wife. I am a sister. I am all of those things. But I cannot fully be effective in all those things if I don't walk in totality of what God called me to do. So in addition to all those things, I am a woman of God. I am a preacher. I am a prophet. I walk in the office of a prophet. I speak those things that be not as though they were. I speak his word. I am an oracle of God. I stand in that because it's when I stand in the totality of who I am, he can then release the totality of blessings that he has designed for me. Specifically for me. And yes, though I'm talking about me, I'm talking about you too. God has called you more than just a professor, Sam, more than just a sister, Tiara, or a mom, more than just a relative, Renee. There's more to you than that. There is a call on your life that will change the trajectory of your life. There's a call on your life that will help your loved ones see themselves better. There is a call on all of our lives that can really help to shift and change this world. I know that people think we are a lost cause. I know that people think the world is just going up in flames, but it will only go up in flames if we do not stand in the totality of who we are. It says in the scriptures that when the righteous are scarce, the wicked strut about. So if we're not standing in who we are and we're scarce and nobody can find the resolution which lies inside of us, then yes, we're going to continue to see those things that don't look like God at all. But he left his power inside of us to stand inside of that authority so that we can be the resolution, so that we can be the solution to this earth. So again, yes, I stand as Dr. D Unlimited. I am a global educator. I'm a school and community relations strategist. I am all of that, but I'm also a woman of God that carries answers inside of her belly to solve the world's problems. And guess what? You do too. You have the exact same thing inside of you. The exact same thing. And that's the authenticity. That's what's going to unlock the door. Because guess what, y'all? We've done the titles. If it's Black History Month, we can look all down our African American history. We've done the titles. We've done the accolades. We've done all the different things and you know, being number one in this and we've won these awards for that. But it's time for us as a people, if we're really sincere about our people specifically, we will anchor ourselves in being who God called us to be in totality. So, of course, this is not going to be the last time that you hear from me speaking about this authenticity. I believe that it's not just a yearly word, but it's also a word for this entire decade. Things usually happen in government, they happen in science, they happen in technology. People are working on things already for the future. And so it is really asinine to believe that God in all his sovereignty does not have the answers for the problems that we face. His answers are inside of us. His answers are connected to what he's called us to be. So you've got to fully stand in your authenticity, and not only standing in that authenticity, but stand in God's authority in that authenticity. We are not our own. We have to understand that in our own merit, we are limited. But when we walk in the power of God, we are unlimited. And that was the thing that my God was trying to get me to understand, even through my mother's lessons, as she talked about being truly unlimited, as she talked about being the person that God called me to be, as she talked about not allowing this world and this life to change those things that were inside of me that God placed in before I was even brought in this earth. She spoke something inside of me. And even though she might not have been the ideal person, as I talk about in my testimony, she may not have been the ideal person person based on her lifestyle, but she was the conduit to get me here. And because she was the conduit to get me here, she spoke something in my life when I was a child. And she said, you do not let anyone limit you. Do not let anyone stand in the way to the things that God puts in your heart. And that's why I stand today as Dr. D Unlimited. That's why I'm able to speak to you and declare those things. I've gone through a process. That year of 40, not only does it mean a year of the number of maturity, but it also means the end of the thing. When you read the scriptures, you find out that when you hear the story about David and Goliath, Goliath taunted the people of Israel for 40 days. 40 days. And it took a little boy, small young man, David, to stand in his authority. And on that 40th day, it was enough of this. And it was the end of torment. It was the end of lack. It was the end of insecurity. It was the end of Israel not knowing who they were in the power of God. But David said, who dare stands up against this mighty God that we serve? And so he took what God gave him, 5 smooth stones and a slingshot, and he took Goliath out. And not only did he do that, but he went to cut the head off the giant. So in your authenticity, God is giving you your tools. He's giving you everything that you need to not only slay your giants, but to also slay giants for other people. We are called not just for ourselves, but we are called for a nation of people. We are called to assist with all of these tragedies that you're hearing around the world. We are called to these things, and we have 5 smooth stones. A lot of theologians like to equate in the New Testament, those 5 smooth stones are metaphorically symbolic of the fivefold ministry. The fivefold ministry that we're given in Ephesians 4 to edify the church. The fivefold ministries, those are our 5 smooth stones in this world. I know that there are a lot of people who don't believe in church anymore, who don't believe in the word anymore, who don't believe in God anymore. But if I stand as a woman of God, God is who he says he is, regardless of what people think or feel. I'm a testament of his power. I'm a testament of the anointing. I'm a testament of coming through trials and tribulations and then being a voice for those that can't speak for themselves. So you have that same authority. Stand in that authority and be authentic. Be who he's called you to be. Because that's going to be the key to everything that you need in 2020 for your businesses, for your marriages, for your ministries, for your career promotions, for everything, for those that are looking for partnerships, for business and mates, for marriage. That's going to be the key. Because again, God protects that which he created and formed. He is not obligated to protect the false you, or the inaccurate you, or the incomplete you. He is obligated to protect that which he has created. So I want everybody, if you take anything from this live, is to make sure you stand in authority, stand in authenticity. It is the key. It is the currency, not only of the kingdom, but it is the currency of the world. I know we get caught in a lot of these church spheres and phraseology, but authenticity is not only the currency of the kingdom, it's the currency of the world. People want to see real stuff. They want to see people standing in who God called them to be. They may not know exactly who God called you to be, but I guarantee you when you approach them and you're not, they know that you're not. So make sure you understand that this authenticity is not just for the believers. It's not just for those who are in church. It is for those who will hear the word of the Lord and will apply. Authenticity is the key. But as citizens of the kingdom, we have access and we have the advantage because we have those 5 smooth stones. We have everything inside of us that we need in order to accomplish not only the things that we have, our goals and our dreams for our own businesses and our own families, but we have solutions for this world. So I challenge you, your call to action is to sit down, have a self-talk, and discover, God, what is it that you want me to do in this world? What is it that you have called me to do? What is it specifically that you want me to address? What is it that you've birthed me into this world so that I may be the person that you use to solve that problem? What is it specifically? That's what he did for me with Dr. D Unlimited. I can stand in my unlimited authority because I serve an unlimited God, and I know who I am. I know whose I am, and I stand in that authentic place, and I believe that God will continue to open doors for me. And I believe that when you stand in that same place, that he will open the doors for you. I truly believe that with every fiber of my being. I appreciate you guys for watching. I see the comments, and I'm excited for what the Lord is going to do with Dr. D Unlimited. I am happy to announce with this new live Unlimited edition live, I'm excited. God is doing amazing things. I'm going to walk totally in my calling, and I'm telling you, I expect God to show up and show out. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Continue to follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, all at Dr. D Unlimited. Stand in your authority. Authenticity is the key. That is the key and the currency that will unlock every opportunity that you are seeking after. If you stand in every aspect of who God called you to be, not shying away in any area, God is going to open doors for you. Mark my word. I already told you where I stand. I already told you that I believe in who God called me to be. So I believe that if you do exactly what the word of the Lord says, that he's going to open those doors. Remember, 2020, this is the year of the roar. This is the year of the open mouth. This is the year of the open gate. But in order to access, you have to be authentic. So I hope this helped you all. I see the comments. Thank you for those that have been commenting. Please share this. I believe that this word was meant to be spoken tonight. Hence the trouble I had getting on earlier to get here right at 7. So pass this word, share this word, walk in that authority, walk in authenticity, be who you were designed, created, and formed by God to be. I think that's all I have for you guys. Couple of announcements. I am doing a special live tomorrow. Don't miss this. Share it. I'm doing a special live tomorrow. I'm going to do the flyer for it in the morning, but I'm having a special guest tomorrow, 6 p.m. I'm going live again, Unlimited Edition Live, and I have none other than Pastor Simeon Moultrie joining me as my first guest for the Black History series, Our History, Our Future. He's going to talk concerning the African American community, church relations, all of that good stuff. I'm super excited. Y'all tune in. I have amazing guests. I'm going to be live next week from an incredible space. So again, you guys stay tuned, pass the word, make sure that you are here, make sure that you are connected on all forms of social media so that you don't miss anything. I'm telling you, God is doing some amazing things. You all have been seeing me on tour with the culture focused teaching method. Many of you are like, what is that? What is Dr. D doing now? What is the culture focused teaching method? Guess what, guys? You wouldn't have heard of it because it is fresh research downloaded to me through studying, through all of the different techniques that I've been learning as I've been training as an educational consultant. And it was birthed by God through me. So you're not going to hear of it. This is fresh stuff. He has called us to be trailblazers. He has called us to create things that have not been created before. And I'm telling you, if he can do it for me, he'll do it for you. You'll be hearing more about the culture focused teaching method. You'll be hearing more about how that's impacting not only the United States, but citizens across the world. The research has been approved in several cities in the U.S. And the research is already currently in 4 different countries. 4 different countries. The research was sent and has been approved. So a sister will be traveling this year to put a face to the research. And we're going to make sure that we change what we can as it relates to education, how to build and make education better in South Carolina, in the U.S., and abroad. Many of you may not know this, but education is not just an issue in South Carolina or in the United States, but education, teacher retention, behavior issues, all of these things are problems across the globe. So it's not just here in the United States. I know it may look that way often, but you will find out through research, and if you keep up with me this year, you'll find out that these are issues that are happening all over the world. But God called education. Education is necessary. Teachers are necessary. As a matter of fact, teachers are one of our 5 smooth stones. You can walk in the office of a teacher, which I do. And so it is necessary. So we need teachers. We need good teachers. We need trained teachers. We need teachers who are going to love the field and love the children that they serve and the communities that they serve. And that's what that culture-focused teaching system is all about. And so you'll be hearing more about that. Got updates on my website. So make sure you visit drdunlimited.com or culturefocusedteaching.com in order to learn more about those things. Again, thank you guys for sticking with me through the word and also through announcements. I think that I have covered everything that I intended to cover. I'm looking at my notes. And one last nugget, because I did see that on my notes. As you take this word that I share, I want you to begin to think about the words that you say. I hear a lot of people, we take fads and words and they just go around and people don't even realize what they're saying. But I want you to not just walk in your truth, walk in his truth about you. That's my final nugget. Don't just walk in your truth, because your truth can be skewed by experiences that don't reflect what God said about you. Walk in his truth. That's my last nugget. Thank you again for watching. If you're watching the replay, please #replay. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Special guest, Pastor Sam. Join us as we talk about Black history, the church, and community. Love you guys. Thank you all for watching. And thank you to those that have commented. I'll talk with you soon.